I really do feel for Washington Wizards fans. And you guys could say what you want about me feeling for Washington Wizards fans, but I mean, it's the truth. When you think about what this team had the potential to be over the past decade or so, it's kind of disheartening. I really do feel like the Wizards had the potential to be special. And the crazy thing is, I still do. There's always this really interesting dialogue in the NBA. The dialogue basically revolves around, should a team rebuild or should a team go for everything? And while it's tough to blame a team for wanting to win in the NBA, I definitely wouldn't be mad if the Wizards focused on getting a pick this year while continuing to develop some of their very valuable talent. I mean, if you look at the Wizards' offseason moves and you look at some of their recent moves, I think it's safe to say that this is a team that had no intentions of being bad this season. And to be fair, to start the season, the Wizards were everything but bad. This team started the season 10-3. I'm serious, I'm not making this up. If you go to ESPN and you go to the Wizards, you check out their schedule, you see win after win after win. This team was on an absolute tear to start this season. There were a lot of people that thought that these guys were for real. Was I one of them? Hey, that's not important right now. What is important is where the Wizards stand currently and what their plans are for the future. The Washington Wizards have some very polarizing pieces. One of the most interesting players on the Wizards roster to me is Kristaps Porzingis. This video, we have to talk Kristaps and we have to talk Washington. But before we go any further, let's get a word from our sponsor.
A lot of you guys might not know this about me, but I am the biggest live music fan on this planet. Now that's probably an overstatement, but just hear me out. I love live music. I love the vibes. I love the positivity. I love all of that stuff. With that being said, there's this concert coming up, J Balvin. I love J Balvin. This guy makes amazing music. With this J Balvin concert coming up, I needed to find the best way to get a fairly priced ticket. That's where SeatGeek comes in. SeatGeek is the sponsor of today's video, and they're also an amazing ticketing app. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, festivals, or more, SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying super simple. I've got the app on my phone, and they're by far the easiest way to buy tickets. SeatGeek is so clutch, they even let you know what type of deal you're getting when you get it. Now the best part is, if you guys want to come see J Balvin with me, which would be incredibly gas, SeatGeek has you covered. Just use code DCOOP for $20 off tickets with SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase when you use code DCOOP. For everybody interested, make sure you click the link in the description to download the app today.
Kristaps Porzingis has had one of the weirdest careers that I've ever seen. We're talking about somebody that got booed on draft night. Somebody that embraced those boos and then surpassed all expectations to become the man. The thing about Kristaps is he didn't just do this anywhere either. He did this in New York. We're talking about one of the biggest media mega markets in the world. We've seen it time and time again in the NBA. Not everybody is built for the lights. Not everybody is built for the pressure. When Kristaps hit the ground running, I'll be one of the first to say that I thought he had next up. We're talking about somebody that was 7'3", somebody that didn't move like they were 7'3", and somebody that, while being 7'3", was a sharpshooter from deep. Yeah, if I was going to miss on Kristaps, then I guess I was just going to miss. Because a guy with that type of talent, I'm taking every single day of the week. While Kristaps would fall out of grace in New York, before he would do so, he would put up some numbers. In Kristaps' third year, he was averaging 22.7 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, and 2.4 blocks per game. Did I mention he was doing this while shooting nearly 40% from the three-point line? When Kristaps left NY, the injury concerns were apparent, and unfortunately, you could say that they never left. When Kristaps got traded to Dallas, there were a ton of reports about him bulking up, and while I was admittedly one of those people that was completely for the idea, I really do wonder if he regrets bulking up even a little bit. Part of what has made Kristaps so special over the years is his versatility. At 7'3", this guy was always going to be a tough cover. Even though I know he doesn't always do it, the shorter guys, he's fully capable of bullying and getting to the basket for an easy two. Sometimes he'll put those guys in the basket. Kristaps is that type of player. Also, for the shorter guys, he has no problem shooting over them. As for the taller guys, no big really wants to come out and guard anybody at the three-point line. even if they are capable of doing it. It's really not fun. And to be real, there are only a handful of guys that are capable of doing it. I've been thinking about making a Timberwolves video. Let me know if you guys want it down in the comments below. But part of the reason that I want to make a T-Wolves video is because I think that that team has the potential to shock somebody for many different reasons, but one of those reasons being how much of a nightmare that Karl Anthony Towns is to guard because of his shooting ability. If you're a big that can shoot the ball with some volume and efficiency in the NBA, then you have the potential to make some serious noise. I always thought that Carlisle was a terrible coach for Kristaps. Why? Because Carlisle took Kristaps out of a lot of actions and stuck him in a corner. While the efficiency numbers looked great, it was clear that Kristaps was being misused. I'd argue that the Mavericks needed Kristaps to be a star and the best version of himself in order to make some serious noise in the playoffs. Now, of course, being healthy would have helped too, but I'm sure you guys understand where I'm coming from. I think the truly great teams use the regular season to experiment. They use the regular season to find the best versions of their talent and who could do what. Rick Carlisle absolutely hated post-ups. To quote Kristaps, at the start it was hard for me to accept my role because I'm not used to having my part reduced like that. I was put in the corner and I did my job. I was told that since I'm being guarded by Kawhi, it would be much better for me to stretch the floor, and if I saw the opportunity, I could attack the paint. But I was out of pick and rolls, the ball didn't go through me at all. Just play defense, run to the corner, and wait for my opportunity. But I was ready to accept it. If that meant winning, all I wanted was to win. While the numbers were about the same, I thought that Kristaps looked a lot better this year under Jason Kidd. There were times this season where Kristaps flat out looked like an all-star. But of course that didn't prevent the Mavericks from looking in another direction. Essentially, the Dallas Mavericks would trade Kristaps Porzingis for Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie. There were some really weird reports that came out before this trade that Dinwiddie wasn't looking like himself to his teammates, and also that his teammates flat out didn't like him. As for Bertans, to be short, this guy simply wasn't playing up to his contract. If Kristaps is able to reach his potential and stay healthy in Washington, then this trade could pay dividends for the Washington Wizards, as it's already looking like a great trade for the Dallas Mavericks. Now don't get it wrong, the Kristaps Porzingis trade does come with some downside, but it's obvious that Spencer Dinwiddie wasn't in the Washington Wizards' future plans, and neither was Bertans. The Wizards have a decent amount of guys on the wing with upside, who I really want to reach that upside. Kyle Kuzma, who a lot of people thought regressed, has been absolutely thriving in Washington. I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back with this one because this is something that I called. A lot of basketball is situational. Kyle Kuzma never forgot how to play basketball. It's just that not everybody is built to be a certain type of player. Now, before I start talking too much about Kuzma, I want to give a major shout out to Roy and of course Denny. Denny has shown us a ton of defensive upside early in his career, and I think as time goes on he'll continue to show us a bunch of offensive upside also. For Denny, a lot of it comes down to confidence. Sometimes building confidence can be as simple as having a coach believe in you or having a consistent role. Did I mention Kispert's ability to shoot the lights out of the ball this video? After the Kristaps trade went down, Kristaps said, "I don't think that we've seen the best version of me yet. I'm 26 years old, and it's been a roller coaster. There's an injury, you're out of rhythm, so you have to get your rhythm back and conditioning. I think this is the perfect situation for me to finish out this season strong, get in a good rhythm, hopefully make some noise as a team. I've put in a lot of hours to be great, and I feel like this is the right place for me to get to that next level." In the comments below, I'm interested to know how you guys think that Kristaps Porzingis' career is going to go in Washington. He's shown us the flashes of greatness multiple times before, but unfortunately, he's also shown us the ability to play down to his opponents and not take advantage of mismatches. While I wouldn't mind seeing a Wizards rebuild, I think it's pretty clear the direction that the team wants to head in. So Wizards fans, let's just embrace it and hope that Draymond Green is right, and that the Washington Wizards really do find the best way to rediscover the Kristaps that we all grew to know before the injuries. What can I say? I got a lot of love for bigs that can block shots and knock them down. Though Indy is on course for something special, hopefully Miles Turner finds himself on a contender sooner as opposed to later. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.